Hi, Sarah here from Singer's Advice. Today I'm going to share with you some great tips of how to look after your voice. So looking after your singing voice is really important. We can't get another voice. It's not like a guitar. You know, if the strings break, you can put some new strings on it. You can't get a new voice. So you need to really look after this and get an understanding of what affects it. And I'm not just talking about overuse, but about holistically as well. How we feel, how stress affects it, and everything like that really. But today I'm going to look at how you can look after it and take care of it to prevent damage, to prevent vocal problems, and to keep it nice and healthy and happy. So one of the most important things to looking after your voice is to make sure you warm up before you sing. Now this is so important, and lots of people skip this step because they just want to get straight on and sing the songs that they want to sing. But it's so important to gently warm up your voice to prepare it for what you're going to be doing when you sing. So it's like if you were doing sport and you were warming up before you do that. You stretch out, don't you? You stretch your muscles so that you don't pull anything. And it's the same with singing. You want to gently warm it up, get the muscles engaged, get everything flowing, get your vocal folds used to the movements and everything that you're going to do while you're singing. So using some warm-ups to get you prepared and your mind focused as well before you sing. And if you need to check out some vocal exercises, if you're not sure what to use, then I've got a really good video on basic vocal warm-ups that would be great for you to check out and try those out. And believe me, you'll feel so much more ready for singing. It opens up your range, opens up everything, gets your breathing technique in, working correctly, relaxes the facial muscles, making sure you've not got tension in your jaw. So yeah, just make sure you do a good warm-up. I would suggest 15 to 20 minutes before vocalizing fully on a song or something that you're working on. So starting off gently with maybe some physical exercises, moving on to some breathing exercises, some sirens, and then gentle vocal warm-ups, building up in endurance towards the end. So yeah, 15 to 20 minutes is a good start. The next tip I'd like to share with you about looking after your voice is that when you are practicing, that you practice effectively. So obviously you've just done your nice warm-up and you practice the song or specific part of your technique that you want to work on, and that you just take the time to feel and listen to what your voice is doing. So if ever when you're singing a song or you're doing an exercise or something like that, if you feel any pain or you feel discomfort or it just doesn't feel right, then it probably isn't. So really listen to what's going on in your voice. Really listen to your body. If you're tired, then your voice is going to be tired. So it's kind of getting that connection between your body and your voice and making sure, because so many things can affect how our voice is. If we're stressed, if we're tired, if we're not having a great day, if we're ill. So always just be careful. If you are a little bit under the weather or a little bit not right, then listen to what's going on there. Don't just push through it, okay? Learn good vocal technique, because vocal technique is going to help you. Over the years, there have been times when I've had to sing when I've been ill or I've not felt that great or something like that. And vocal technique helps you to get through that. So yeah, the big next tip really is to listen to your voice and make sure you use good vocal technique, which you can learn from me and from lots of other, if you get a singing teacher or, you know, there's loads of things you can get right now out there on the internet for free lessons. You know, check them out and use them and build your vocal technique, because it is so important to understand a little bit how your voice works and to practice those things and practice well. And just don't overdo it as well when you're practicing. You know, 1 to 2 hours max is probably enough. I know some people say that the voice should be able to go for as long as possible, but you know, you don't want to overdo it, especially when you're first starting out and you're first using vocal exercises and developing your technique and exploring different things about your voice. Just take your time and just really listen to what's going on. My next tip, which you've probably heard me talk about before, is drink lots of water. Staying hydrated when singing is so important. So drinking, you know, up to 2 litres of water a day throughout the day, not all in one go, because that would not be that great. Throughout the day to keep your body hydrated, because if your body is hydrated, then your voice will be hydrated. And that in turn will keep the, you know, the mucus in your vocal folds nice and thin, because we don't want thick, gunky stuff going on in there, because it's just going to clog the way. You know, when they're vibrating, they don't want sticky stuff getting in the way. You want it nice and thin. So drinking lots of water, making sure that you drink that throughout the day to keep you healthy and hydrated. My next tip is to just be careful if you are ill, if you are tired, that you rest. A lot of singers, they just keep on going because sometimes you have to, you know, if you're performing or something like that. But if you have the chance to rest your voice. And I mean rest, literally. Don't speak, don't utter a word, don't sing, rest. No whispering either, because whispering is not good. So make sure you just rest your voice, rest your body, and you will be back on form much quicker. My next tip is to steam. So even if there's nothing wrong with your voice, I think steaming is fantastic for, again, keeping the vocal folds hydrated. And you can get these little vocal steamers. They're fab with has a little mask on. You might have seen mine before. I know I've talked about it in a video before, but they're great for like 10 to 15 minutes of steaming. You know, if you're having vocal problems, if you're hoarse, if it's tired, then twice a day is going to help with that. Just try and make it, if there's nothing wrong, you know, you're fine. Just try and make it part of your routine. Just throughout the week, you know, you could do it twice a week, 2 or 3 times a week. It's a really good, easy, free way to heal anything that's going on and to hydrate your vocal folds. So steaming is a fantastic thing. My next tip is to try not to get stressed out. It's, I think, one of the biggest causes of vocal tension and vocal problems and feeling hoarse, when there's no other cause, can be to do with getting stressed. Because when you're stressed, straight away you tense up your body. I do. If I'm stressed, if I'm anxious, I feel really tense in my shoulders and all that. And then if you sing like that, it's not going to do any good to your voice. So I think watch your stress levels. Try maybe practicing relaxation techniques, meditation. There are lots of videos out there and information about meditation and relaxation now. And I think it's really important for a singer to gain control of those things, because everything about you is going to affect your instrument, because it is part of you. And it's something that we can forget sometimes, but it is so important to look after yourself. It's not just about looking after your voice, it's about looking after you as a person as well. So there's another tip for you. The last tip I'm going to share with you today is something that I really wasn't aware of until I did my training in vocal technique, and it's about warming down. We always think about warming up, and then we go and perform, or we practice, and then we stop. And we don't warm down. It's like cooling down your body after you've done a marathon or something. You know, if you just stop, everything's going to tense up, and probably you're not going to feel very great the next day. So cooling down your voice, warming down your voice and your body is really important. So doing things like the warm-ups you did at the beginning, so the gentle warm-ups, the sirens, the kind of yawns, the coming down your range, just gently getting back to just that kind of speech, normal speech level. Because when you're singing, you know, you're using your voice and your body differently than how you do when you're not. So cooling down, warming down is another really important tip to how you can look after your voice. So thanks very much for joining me today. Thumbs up if you like the video, and put some comments below of what things you do to look after your voice, and we can have a little discussion about that. And also, if you are interested in learning vocal technique, you might want to have a little hop across to my website, singersadvice.com, and have a look there, where I have lots of warm-ups and programs and vocal courses that can get you in the right direction. And if you sign up today, there is a free course that you can take on releasing vocal tension. So get across there, and I will see you again soon at Singer's Advice.